Good morning, everybody. Happy 2025. Today is January 2nd of 2025. And in my last video, which was a recap of 2024, I talked about getting a new guitar and doing a review. And this is the guitar. It is a Gretsch G2215 P90 Streamliner Jet Junior Club. Quite a name. When they first came out, I want to say it was 4 or 5 years ago, I played one at Guitar Center and I liked it, and it was just not something that I was ready to do. I actually had another a Gretsch Streamliner that I really didn't like. It was a Korean-made model sometime from the 80s. Gretsch went through a couple of different owners over a period of about 20 years, and as a result their serial number dating was really crappy for a while. I couldn't even tell what year the thing was, but it had a set of humbuckers in it that were horrible, and I actually bought a set of Filtertrons that I was going to put in it and make it more like a real Gretsch, and I actually had it on consignment with a buddy of mine at his music store, and the place got flooded, and I think it was one of the guitars that got wiped out, but I wasn't too heartbroken about that. It was a really inexpensive guitar. And speaking of which, this one, you can buy this model on Amazon for $219, but the only color choice you get with the one that they have available is natural finish, which is actually it's a nice little guitar, and for 219 bucks, I don't think you could go wrong. But the first one I played was this one with the mint green metallic, and I liked it, and I thought, well, you know, if I can find one used that I don't have to spend too much money, I'll go ahead and get it. And so this one, I want to say I had it delivered from Guitar Center with shipping and tax for around, I don't know, mid 200s, 250, something like that. I think they're a little more expensive if you go to buy this one new. This one has a little bit of abuse. I don't know if it'll show up in the video. The headstock got kind of dinged up on both the back and the front. Somebody put a little sticker on the back, which is kind of cool. I'll probably just leave it. So when I got it out of the box a couple weeks ago, I went to play it, and I played it the first time, everything was fine, put it down, came back to play it a couple of days later, probably after it sat in this room that gets hot and cold during the day, and it had a lot of problems. So I'm not going to do a sound sample with it today. That was my intention, was to start off by doing a sound sample and come back and do a deeper dive, but it's going to need quite a bit of sorting out, and that's going to take me a little bit of time because I've got my hands full right now. So I'm not going to do that. Speaking of which, this year my goal will be to try and do more music videos. I love just doing the music. I have some songs that I've written that I sing to. I have some songs that I've written that are just instrumentals, and I want to get back to doing more of that. But I'll also, if I have guitars that come and go through my hands, I'll review them and we'll go from there. But what this thing needs is the volume knob cuts out at the bottom end, and I play at such a low volume, I'm always at the bottom end. The other thing I found was kind of weird is as I was playing it, I kept hitting the knob, and so if you set it static and you get the volume where you want it, it's fine, but then when you hit it, if it changes the volume, you know, in my case, I was turning the volume down every time I hit it, and it was crackling at the bottom and cutting out. So I just kind of moved it back and forth a bunch of times thinking that might help. I have contact cleaner that I can use in there if necessary. And the next thing that happened was I noticed the tone knob didn't really have any variation at all. It was, you know, whether it was full on or full off, the tone was the same. And I realized that knob was also in need of cleaning, or the pot was in need of cleaning. And then it started cutting out when I was playing it, and I realized the switch wasn't working right. And if that wasn't bad enough, I think after sitting out for a day or two, it started to fret out somewhere around the 14th or 15th fret on the high E string. So the action is really, really low. It's probably too low. My starting point will be to take off the back covers and clean the knobs and switches, or knobs and switch. Adjust the truss rod if it needs it. Check the frets with a straight edge and with a fret rocker and see if there's a fret up here that's bad. But I suspect that if I do a truss rod adjustment, because sighting down the neck, it does need an adjustment, and the bridge could probably use a slight adjustment. That's even before I check the intonation, because the bridge is a wrap tail piece, but it has the intonation screws where it's set up so it's supposed to be intonated. But my experience with these things is you can only get them so good, you know, because you can't move individual saddles. But again, this guitar doesn't warrant much more than what I'm probably going to do with it, excuse me, just to get it playable. So that's where things stand. Once I get it sorted out, I'll do a sound sample on it. I do like the P90 in here, and I did try the Filtertron out when it was working, and both of them have a cool and fun sound. So it should be a fun guitar once I get it going. While I'm at it, or while I'm doing this video, I wanted to mention a couple of things. The reason I'm mentioning it is because it was sitting right in front of me for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to pick it up and show it to you. It came out of a high-end acoustic guitar that I had a while ago. It's an LR Baggs internal pickup, the Lyric system. So this is the end pin, or that goes through the end pin hole. That's where the jack plugs in. This is the sound hole control setup, or this is the pickup itself that goes under the bridge with adhesive, and then this is the sound hole volume and tone adjustment, and then this is the battery. The reason that I took it out of that guitar, and I don't like these things in acoustic guitars, is because the battery has to go on with adhesive. You can see the adhesive is stuck to this piece of paper, which is why it's on this piece of parchment paper, so it wouldn't get stuck to everything else around the room. But I had one time when I was playing somewhere, and the battery came loose from where it was stuck on the neck block and started rattling around inside the guitar. And I'm telling you, I said right then and there, I'll never use another one of these systems. I have I forget what brand it is, Fishman, Dean Markley, something like that. It's a sound hole pickup that goes in with foam spongy edges, and so you can just stick it in. I just run the cord right out the front of the guitar, and I was using painter's tape that doesn't damage lacquer and just taping it right on the guitar. And then the places I was playing where they were running sound, I got beautiful sounds out of the guitar. I had it's a Japanese Gibson Dove knockoff that was one of my favorite guitars I've ever owned, and I thought, well, let me upgrade and get, you know, a nicer Gibson or a Martin or whatever. And so I sold that guitar, and it was a huge mistake. I didn't pay hardly anything for that thing, and I didn't get much for it, but it was a great guitar. I mean, it was an amazing guitar, especially considering I didn't pay very much for it. But playing out live with that pickup, it was awesome. So if anybody's interested in this, watching the video, just get a hold of me in the comments section, and I'll get back to them. You know, we'll work something out. I'm probably at around $150 for the thing, because they're new. They're like $229, and I think I took it out of the guitar right after I got it, so it's essentially brand new. The other thing is I have been buying cheap gig bags for my inexpensive guitars. That Squier debut Stratocaster that I bought a few months ago and did a video on, my Yamaha FG800, couple of the Epiphones that I have. I couldn't justify $100+ for a hard shell case, but I do move stuff in and out of storage, And when I do that, I like to have them in a case, and the case protects them from humidity changes. So pretty much everything I have a case for. But these did, like I said, didn't warrant an expensive hard shell case. So I've been buying these World Tour padded gig bags from Zounds Music, and they're really inexpensive, and they're some of the best padded gig bags I've had. I've had some high-end ones like Gibson and PRS padded gig bags, they're okay. Honestly, I have a Gibson padded gig bag that I think one of these World Tours. I actually have a World Tour gig bag for this Flying V, and I think it's better than the factory Gibson gig bag that came with my other Flying V. So, anyways, I just thought I'd mention that if anybody's in the market for a relatively inexpensive gig bag. I think they're around 20 bucks, and it's free shipping, and I don't think you can go wrong at that price. So anyways, just wanted to start the year off with a quick little video and wish everybody a happy 2025, and let you know that I'll be back with more music videos hopefully very soon. Thanks, and have a great day.